from Zuckerman Spader. For 5 decades, Zuckerman Spader has been a leading litigation firm trusted by in-house and outside counsel, businesses, and individuals. With offices in Washington, Baltimore, New York, and Tampa, Zuckerman Spader serves clients throughout the country and around the world in high-stakes disputes, enforcement matters, investigations, and at trial. When the lawyer you choose matters most. Online at Zuckerman.com. This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com. Hi, it's Robin from PRX. I wanted to tell you about another Radiotopia show, a podcast we can't get enough of. The Kitchen Sisters present stories from the B-side of history, stories that illuminate our nation's unsung heroes and visionaries, that reveal new ideas and new ways forward. Sound-rich, deeply layered, full of interviews, oral histories, archival audio, and music. Stories that keep the spirit moving. Upcoming on The Kitchen Sisters present Ice Cello, a look at the lives of 6 trailblazing women cellists, the Honesty Boxes of Scotland, Naturalists as Keepers, and stories of farming, filmmaking, activism, music, and more. And they have a deep archive of hundreds of stories available anytime you need a port in the storm. Here's a little taste of a classic from the archive.
I'm George Foreman, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, former Olympic champion, and king of the grills. Growing up in Houston, Texas, my whole life was spent trying to get enough to eat. Having 7 kids, my mother did, and there just was never enough food for me. I always dreamed about not a car, not a beautiful home, but enough to eat.
Check out The Kitchen Sisters Present at kitchensisters.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
From Mermaid Palace and Radiotopia, welcome to The Heart. I'm Caitlin Prest. Okay, before we begin, allow me to convince you to listen to this entire episode. Will you give me 3 minutes of your time? Okay, here's my take. Right now, in this dumpster fire of a historic moment, my take is that there's 2 categories of media and culture that people are consuming. There's category A, news, media, about the dumpster fire of a historic moment that we're in. You know, all of the horrible, awful things that are happening in this world that there are too many to count, but some very major ones, including a Holocaust in Gaza, a deportation frenzy in America, a massive recession, and climate disasters. You know, those are a few. I'm sure that you're aware of them. I don't need to get into them one by one. I'm going to mention the Holocaust happening in Gaza because I have to mention it every day, at least 5 times, because it is still happening and we want to forget about it. It's getting worse now. Anyway, okay, so there's that. And then category B. Category B is pure fucking escapism. Something that takes you very, very far away from all the feelings that you feel whenever you do category A. And take actions related to category A or live the experience of something to do with category A. Category B is, you know, to enter a fantasy world where none of those things matter or people are doing really dumb, dramatic, petty bullshit in reality television, and somehow the pettiness of it makes it feel like the huge, massive, like, heartbreaking problems of the world are, you know, easier to bear somehow. I realize that digging up an issue that we haven't really thought about since 2017, power in intimate relationships, the relationship of power to being able to advocate for yourself, feminism and gender, like these are not really things that have been top line. Why would we throw this into the mix, you know? Like, why would you start worrying about something that, like, we haven't worried about in a while and doesn't seem to be very pressing? Well, first of all, it's definitely pressing because we have, like, the pussy-grabbing president. A rapist who probably most definitely did sex things with underage girls. It's troubling. It's troubling. It's troubling if we're not thinking about this because it means that we are just quietly and insidiously moving backwards. There's a lot of things happening in category A that a lot of us feel like we don't have the power to directly and immediately impact. And if you find that frustrating sometimes, one really good reason to listen to this series and think about power and consent, every way that we might set out to resist the things that are happening in Category A starts with relationships. It starts with individuals interacting. If we can dismantle structures of oppression and the way that they show up in our most intimate moments with each other, that is the beginning of building relationships with strangers, lovers, friends, and partners that are strong enough to band together. Working on that is something very tangible. This is my invitation. Start with your intimate relationships. Start with you. And start working from there to start the revolutions that need to happen. Yeah, that's my spiel. This is No. Episode 2. Inheritance and a reality check. This is serialized. If you didn't listen to the last episode, then go back and listen to that one and then come back to this. In the last episode, you heard a little girl writing in her diary, wishing with all of her heart to be wanted. We hear a teenage girl say no for the first time. It doesn't really go that well, but it does leave her with a resolve to figure out how to say no in a way that the people she's saying no to actually listen to. Episode 2.
I fucked him like a champ.
Seriously?
The bed was in the middle of the room, and I had a urinary tract infection for like 2 weeks afterwards.
Shit, dude, that's intense.
Hello, and welcome to this month's edition of Audio Smut.
I'm in my 20s. I left my tiny little town for the big city. I live in NYC now.
Stainy, slippery, salty waves.
I make an artsy feminist sex radio show.
Noises that you just heard in that
Third wave sex-positive feminism tells me that I was onto something back in my teens. Adopting the same ruthless sexual posturing that boys are encouraged to would allow me to wield some of their power. If we fucked without feelings, we too could be free. Having slut pride would subvert the double standard, and it would force the world to recognize that women's sexual pleasure is real. The only problem is that I hate casual sex.
Touches a dick just for fun. Fuck that.
To make up for it, I masturbate with abandon and tell the world about it.
hovered over the switch. Low, medium, or high. The vibration penetrated my entire body. It felt like my feet tingled.
I've become an expert at advocating for my own pleasure. I know what I want, and I feel entitled to it. I really want you to sleep over, but just FYI, I'm not secretly inviting you over to fuck. Is that cool?
Yeah, totally.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's cool.
After all these years, I've mastered the art of saying no.
Want a lift?
That's okay.
Are you free to do this job that totally doesn't appeal to you?
I don't think it's the right one for me.
Hey, baby, can I get a smile?
Fuck off!
Stretch yourself out from downward dog into plank.
No.
Hey, you able to come out on Friday to my barbecue?
Nope. I know now that what I'm looking for is love, even though I know it's corny.
The Adventures of Batman with Robin Boy Wonder.
I'm on a big brown couch wrapped up in the arms of my friend, Jay.
You want another beer?
No. His arms are really dudely. I'm trying my best not to like this more than our friendship would deem appropriate.
I'm gonna have one.
Okay.
You want one?
No.
You want another beer?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Cool. You'll get it. But of course, I can't stop myself from wondering if this friendship is the friendship. The right under your nose that whole time kind of friendship.
Do you want a cigarette?
Yeah.
You do? Hi.
Hello.
It's me.
I've been friends with Jay for 8 years. It's like my oldest friendship.
Hey, are you okay? How'd the date go?
Jay and I have always kept it in our pants, and that's given way to this perfect, friendly intimacy. We call each other babe and boo. We bitch about our relationship dramas. We have extensive G-chat conversations into the night and always sign off with the word love spelled in full.
What do I do if I hate my current relationship?
Whoa.
And that's good night. Good night. Love you.
I don't know.
But that being the case, I think there are like great hookups that are just hookups, like a great one night stand.
I don't think we agree on this, and that's fine. Let's just talk about something else.
All right.
So,
I've always thought he was hot. He looks a little bit like my cousin Robert I had a forbidden crush on when I was a kid.
Hey, do you still have that boyfriend?
Nah, broke up with that guy.
It's the 4th of July. It's late. 11:30.
Hey, I got super sunburned today at the beach.
I get a text from him asking if I want to come over for a snuggle party.
Hey.
hello. Hi.
Hey.
What's
Come in.
up? Hi.
What's happening?
We put on some music and sit on the bed.
So this woman, she's so cool, and we kind of have this thing in common where we're both really feminine people, and we were talking about how, like, she's not really used to making the move, but that she sort of creates the conditions in which a move can be made.
No, that's bullshit.
Why?
Because it puts like some weird power into that like submissive role that I just don't think is really there.
Are you serious? That's dumb.
No.
Oh, really? You're gonna...
He's kissing me.
Fall in love?
Whoa.
I feel like I'm kind of nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
He's starting to undo my pants. It's too quick.
Is it okay if we just make out?
Yeah.
He says yeah, but he keeps going. He's not reading me.
Hey, Jay. Is it okay if we... I don't want to do sex things.
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
Sorry, I have to pause the scene for a second and give you some information. So what you're hearing right now, if you hadn't already noticed, is a reenactment.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, do it.
Hey.
This is an actor.
Hey.
His name is Tommy.
And then I'll be like, hey, like, can you slow down a little bit?
So it's just like just ignoring it,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Like not even hearing it.
Yes.
Okay.
He was pretty, like...
Aggressive.
Yeah.
In the making of this story, I called the real Jay to verify what happened that night. I also asked him if he wanted to write and reenact the whole story with me, but he didn't.
Are you guys still friends?
Well, we started being friends again since I called him and asked him if he would do an interview about, like, the weirdest night of our friendship.
You're going to hear more from the real Jay later. But what I need you to know right now in this moment is that what you're hearing isn't the real thing. I built this scene so that it sounds as close to the way that I remember it as possible.
And then we'll kiss again, and it'll get kind of intense again, and then I'll say it again, and then you get kind of pissed at that moment. You say...
Fine. Fine. I think I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm tired.
I stare at the overhead light. I look at the clock. Almost 1 a.m. The air is tense. I feel like it's my fault. But I know better than that. I should just go. But I don't. I'm frozen. I can't move.
Can you come back?
He's back at the zipper of my jeans. He puts my hand on his dick.
Wait. How about, like, okay, this is... What if you just, like, go to the bathroom and just, like, yank one out and come back?
What? What?
Because then we can just make out and it'll be fine. Right? Just do it.
Come on. Just touch it.
Come on. Come on.
Come on. Come on. Just feel it.
Come on.
Dude.
Come on. Just feel it.
What?
Just feel it. Just feel it. Just feel it.
On the outside, I act like everything's fine, and on the inside, I give up in the way that feels so familiar to me. I make myself come in front of him so he can make himself come, and we can go back to having a nice night. I feel defeated. At the same time, I'm getting off. I'm really good at masturbating, so it's not hard for it to feel good. For a few moments, I forget that I feel like shit. I'm sad when I leave. I don't get angry until days afterwards.
July 5th, 2013. I had the most vile experience with Jay last night.
And then I'm so angry I can barely write about it in my diary.
Too angry!
It's just a big scribble. I'm angry at so many things. I performed for him. I performed to placate him. I wanted him to be happy more than I wanted myself to be happy. I forgot about myself.
He forgot about me.
He was supposed to be my friend.
My defenses were down.
What the fuck? I thought this was a dumb high school dude thing. A college dude thing. I thought I was past this shit. I thought I'd practiced avoiding this shit. I'm fucking 27. It's true, he didn't force me to do anything. But I nonetheless felt like I had no choice. Why? Is that on me? Or is that on him? I begin to wonder if having sex I don't want is something I've absorbed from generations past. If it's something I've inherited from my foremothers.
How do you say no? That's rude, or that's not polite, or...
This is my mom.
Why are you saying no? You're hurting the guy's feelings.
Her friend.
With someone who you're interested in, if you say no, are they going to just give up and walk away? And then you're going, okay, should I just go along with it so I don't lose that? He could have been a great guy, but if he's that pushy, is he that great of a guy, right? Like, you balance that out, but I think that is where the challenge lies, is with, what if he then just walks away?
Oh, so true.
Another friend of ours.
I mean, it's subtle because, on the one hand, you're having attention. I mean, I was brought up as a female to want male attention. That was a status symbol, actually. If you were a attractive enough woman that you could get attention from men, that was considered an important thing. That was how you were maybe going to end up finding a husband and having children and doing that really conventional stuff. So those ideas, they don't just come up all of a sudden. You're surrounded by that your whole upbringing.
And when was the first time that you've had an experience where you felt like you were allowed to change gears?
I was in my late 40s, and he stopped and asked, "Are you sure this is what you want?" I had never, ever, ever been asked that before, and I was shocked. I didn't, speechless in responding to him because I never had been asked that before.
By this point in my life, I felt strongly that I was different from my foremothers, that my generation would be different. But I talk to people my age, and I hear the same attitudes, the same feelings.
He kept telling me that the reasons I was saying no were stupid.
And I was drunk and crying, you know. A drunk crying girl generally wants to be consoled to some extent, but not with sex.
I told him he couldn't fuck me, and then his dick was in me, you know? And then I was like, oh my God, we're having sex. I thought we talked about this. And even then, the whole night was nice. That part was just sucked.
How do I give him what he wants in a way that's not terrible for me, but I can, like, deal with? It's like your gut instinct will tell you, like, no, I don't want this, and say no in a cute way, and then say no in a forced way and push. And then there was a point where you just, like, it's like, I literally just gave up. Let's just let him have this now because I fought enough. And, like, I don't want to make a scene. I don't want to wake up anyone. And, like, you know, it's like, oh, my roommate's sleeping and she's going to think I'm being, like, a slut on the couch. And, like, it was, like, these mental gymnastics that you do to not tell yourself that you're not putting your needs first, but that, like, all these people, like, matter so much.
I talked to my 20-year-old cousin. She's almost a decade younger than me.
Like my first boyfriend, I just wanted to please because I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just going for it and trying stuff and, like, not asking questions. And at the beginning, it's, oh, I want that person to like me. I want this to be fun for that person, and not thinking about yourself and just being like, okay, I'm trying stuff.
It makes me think of something that my best friend Laura said.
I was talking about being a people pleaser and, like, how, and you said that that's how women survive.
Yeah, I think women survive by, being aware and reading social cues. And we know when someone's going to be angry. We know when someone might lash out. We know when someone's afraid. We know when somebody's sad. We know when somebody's happy. And we know when we're safe, and we know when we're not safe. And sometimes, you know, there's the element of using sex as a social currency to stay safe, and using sex as a social currency to belong in the group, even if the group is just you and one other person.
I start to wonder if this is how anyone who's historically been on the shitty side of a power dynamic learns how to move through the world. How important it can be to be liked by someone who has your fate in their hands. Sometime after the J night, I discovered something that brought me answers.
Magic.
Wow.
It sounds so different, doesn't it? It sounds so cool.
Is this what I'm going to sound like?
Isn't that the best?
It was a recording, not a reenactment, an actual recording.
What do you mean? Than I do.
I'd made this recording 2 years before the J night, when I was 25. In this recording, I'm sitting in a windowless bedroom with a guy named Raul. I'm doing an interview about intuition for the show.
What is it?
Well, a lot of times for me, intuition just means getting your mind out of the way and being observant.
This guy Raul and I dated for a while. I smiled at him in a coffee shop, and he'd ran down the street after me, asking if he could take me out sometime. I was charmed by him. But after a few weeks, he totally ghosted me. At the time of this recording, it's been months since we'd last spoken, and I did that dumb thing where I needed an interview for the show, and I was like, oh my God, Raul! He would be perfect. So, here we are. When the interview ends, I leave the tape rolling because it's just good radio practice. Often, the most intimate parts of the interview happen after it's officially over. So, we're just sitting on his bed, and I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I don't want to have sex with him or anything along those lines. But we're flirting a little bit, and I'm enjoying it.
Why don't you lay down?
I don't know if I feel like it.
I don't know. I just want to caress you. Like a massage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Cool.
I'm down for that. I like massages. But,
I want you to start lying on your back.
on my back?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't turn off the lights.
No, I'm not going to. I'm turning this one on.
You can't try to seduce me.
I won't. But I want you to lie on your back.
Okay.
And then I will.
And you can't touch me in sexy places.
No, I won't.
Do you promise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you lift this up?
This. All the way off?
Yeah. So breasts are off.
Breasts are off. Definitely.
And what about under breast?
Under breast is okay. But you have to be very, aware. Use your intuition.
I will.
But even if it seems like I want you to, you have to be nice and good. Okay?
Okay.
A massage to me is as intimate as a handshake, but I know that's not the case for everyone, so I start to try to vocalize my boundaries and make sure that what's going on is cool for everyone here.
Do you feel like you can touch a woman without, feeling like you need to fuck her?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. So for example, right now, the way that you're touching me makes me feel like later I'm going to have to tell you that I don't want to have sex with you. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder, if it's possible for, is it possible for men to feel to genuinely enjoy,
I don't do anything I don't enjoy.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. But do you get off on trying to change someone's mind?
No.
Okay.
I got off on good stuff.
This is the sound of me and Raul having sex. When I listen to this recording, I hear myself say no again, presumably when he tries to escalate to full-on penetration.
No. Don't. No.
Feel okay with that?
I feel a little bit weird, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I feel good, but mostly just because I said I didn't want to.
Yeah, but aren't we just retarded when it comes to what we want? How do we know what we want? What part of you knows what you want? Is it your thinking, analytical mind that knows what you want? No. How could it be? It doesn't make any sense. It's just illogical. We can only try to guess at what we want.
After the postcoital cigarette, I didn't stay over, which is really unlike me. I walked home through a gray Bushwick warehouse land, angry. At Raul for ignoring everything I said, at myself for totally folding when he pushed my line, and at my body for betraying me, for enjoying the sex. I cut together the interview part of the recording we did, produced the intuition show, and left this recording silent in the archives for years. Until one shitty night just like it happened to me on the 4th of July with an old friend, Jay. In the months after the Jay night, I dug up this recording, and I listened closely to myself. I listened to the way that I actually sound in a night like this, where my boundaries are crossed.
And you can't touch me in sexy places.
When my best friend Laura listened to this, she said it definitely sounded like I wanted to fuck this guy. And if you take away the words and just listen to the sounds, this is probably exactly the way that I sounded when I was with Jay. Saying no in this sweet, seductive tone. I'm trying so hard to be nice and not hurt anybody's feelings that my no basically sounds like fuck me. But on the other hand, I wonder how many people sound just like this when they're getting hot and heavy with someone and they're trying to draw a line, express what they want in a way that doesn't break the flirtatious vibe, that doesn't negate the possibility of doing other things. I wonder how many people sound just like this when they're scared. I think this is why the definition of consent has evolved to mean more than no means no, or even yes means yes. Consent is about knowing that someone is excited about what's going on. It's about knowing that both people are on the same page. And it's knowing that is really complicated. Not just because communication is hard and sex ed is awful, but also because there are invisible social and historical contexts at play in these intimate moments. Contexts that impact how entitled we feel to our own comfort, how likely we are to put someone else's needs first. These contexts could be historical, like race or class or gender, or they could be super situational, like when one person is a little bit in love with you and you aren't in love with them and you can totally sense that they'll do whatever you want. When things are uneven in this way, it's important to take extra care to create an emotional environment that allows for a no. I didn't feel like I had that space in either of these encounters. But on the other hand, I should have been stronger in advocating for myself. I'm bummed because I thought I was over this shit, but it seems like I'm going to be struggling with this for my entire life. And after all this contemplating, the anger that I have at myself slowly dissipates. And I start getting angry at Jay. I wasn't that angry at Raul because we weren't that close. But Jay and I were close. I expected so much more from him. I expected him to care more about the way I felt, in the same way that I had cared about the way he felt. I knew that the strong thing to do would be to talk all of this out with him. 2 days after the night, he G-chatted me.
Hey, how was working yesterday? I ended up sleeping all day.
And then 2 days later,
It's the end.
Hey, how was the rest of your weekend?
Friend of mine.
a month later, on my birthday,
Happy birthday.
It's the end.
Thanks, darling.
How are you, babe?
Friend of mine.
2 weeks after that,
Hiya.
Time is over.
5 days later,
Hi.
same day,
Hi.
Jay, what's up?
Thank God you answered. I was getting worried you were actively ignoring me. How are you?
Leave me crying. Trying to embrace you again.
I stay home every time our friends get together and I know he'll be there. I try to tell our friends what happened, but when I say it out loud, it does sound like almost nothing. On the surface, we had what Jay would later call a drunken night of masturbation failure. No big deal. The problem is that we don't have a vocabulary around emotion that would let me describe with any sense of legitimacy the totally invisible things that happened between us that night.
You seem hurt. Do try to speak a word to me. What on earth could really go wrong with you and me? Yet it's the end, friend of mine. It's the end, sweet friend of mine. time seems to be over, when we could simply say I love you. Now you open the door. I feel cold. Why can't I hold you?
This was Inheritance, the second episode of No. And this
I'm bummed because I thought I was over this shit.
A reality check.
But it seems like I'm going to be struggling with this for my entire life. I performed for him. I performed to placate
10 years later,
I wanted him to be happy more than I wanted myself to be happy.
I will be 37 years old in a hotel in Milan, Italy, crying on the phone.
Hi, KK.
Saying these exact
Fuck, thought this was a dumb high school dude,
Same.
a college dude thing. I thought I was past
Words.
this shit. I thought I'd practiced avoiding this shit. I'm fucking 27.
37 years old.
But it seems like I'm going to be struggling with this for my entire life.
How are you?
3 years
I'm 29.
after this moment where I'm scribbling in my notebook.
I had the most vile experience with Jay last night.
Too angry! It's just a big scribble.
I make a plan to talk to my friend, Jay. I decided to reach out because I felt guilty about disappearing. It really isn't my style to do that. I believe that everybody deserves a chance to show you that they're sorry. If you never tell somebody that they hurt you and how they hurt you, then how can they know not to do it again? How can they show you that they want to understand? I felt kind of like it was my feminist duty. Like, even if we didn't salvage our friendship out of a conversation about it, that I at least owed it to the women who came after me to speak up about how I felt about that night. We meet in a bar. I start out with an apology, saying that I should have been more clear, and he agrees with me. I ask him if he's thought about why I might have been upset for the past couple of years, and he gets angry and flippant, says something like, "You're the one who's mad, like, it's your job to tell me, like, you're not gonna make me guess, like, that's not fair." I try to tell him how it made me feel, and I don't know exactly what he said. I don't remember. All I remember is a certain point where he actually got angry and slammed his hand down on the table, and I was scared. It frightened me, made me kind of nervous and shaky. Not that he was going to do something bad, but he was just angry. And I know that I wasn't really able to stand my ground or convince him about why what happened wasn't okay with me. I just kind of tried to make peace, and I left the conversation feeling shitty. 2 years later, I'm 31 years old. I'm reaching out to every single person that I've ever had an experience of saying no and not being listened to. Every single guy that I mention in this series. To Raoul, I write to Jason Skidmore, I write to Trevor Smalls. To all the others that you don't even hear about. Jay is the only one who gets on the phone with me. He's the only one who agrees to do an interview on tape about what happened.
Do you want to start?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, what were you thinking?
That's what you're gonna hear next time. This was Inheritance, the second episode of No. If you'd like to hear the story of what happened to me and Jay's friendship after this series went out, me and the question of whether or not this is going to be a problem for the rest of my life, and also some examples of times that things went right. Examples of hookups that I had that really did restore my faith in humanity and made me believe that the culture had really shifted around these things. Well, we need your donations, because we need to pay people to do this kind of work, more so now than ever. At Mermaid Palace, I do my very best to pay people extra, double, maybe even triple, if I'm asking them to create content or work on something that is about a social issue that they've lived and experienced trauma from, it's a little bit harder than just going to work and doing what you're supposed to do and then going home. So please help us pay the people who are helping me make this, and also me, to get paid properly to do this really important investigative journalism into the realm of interpersonal dynamics. Donate at mermaidpalace.org. Click on that donate button and send us $50. Send us 100. Send us 500. Send 1,000. Send 20. Send 5. Send us something. It'll definitely help a lot. All of your donations go a really long way, and I'm so, so grateful. Thank you. Okay, that's it. Have a good night. Take care. Take care. Take care. Bye. The Heart is a proud member of Radiotopia.
Radiotopia. From P